Vibushan Thirukumar.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, great. That sounds really loud. Okay, so I'm the co-founder and CEO of Oru Space, and this is a very proudly anti-racist organization. We are also a B Corp, also very accessible, and to date, more than 100% of our profit has gone into social impact through many various means. Oru is a Tamil word that means one, for one, and oneness. It's this oneness that we are trying to cultivate, and I hope that's felt. There are many things we're trying to do here. One of the main things we are trying to do is not ask you to be a reduced version of yourselves, to not ask you to conform, to not target you as a customer profile. This is a place that is safe for marginalized people and communities and always will be. The local economy is what we're interested in. It is greed that we are suffering from. I truly believe that a lot of our problems, economically and societally, are the result of the greed of a few. Slowly, it feels like we're beginning to understand this on a greater scale. We're empowered with more information than we ever have had before. But this comes at a cost. There's a lot of information that we can't trust all the time. And technology is finding new ways to manipulate us and divide us. We need to find new ways to connect with one another, to prioritize in-person things, and to not base our whole understanding of life on what we see and read on screens. This is because we are being segmented. We are being distracted, and what is happening in Palestine is a travesty. I'm also a refugee, born in Sri Lanka, and now very privileged to have a safer life in the UK with my family. We, as a family, have many harrowing stories. We've lost family members, including a grandfather to a landmine. We are from a people who were treated as second-class citizens in Sri Lanka. On Channel 4, you can see a documentary called Sri Lanka's Killing Fields, and you will see terrifying similarities of what's happening in Palestine. And that is why we here are standing in solidarity with Palestinian people. How mine and Oru's involvement came about, I thought might be nice to share. I was inspired on Mother's Day whilst reading the book Brotherless Night. It was written by V. Ganeshanandan, gifted to me by one of our chefs here, Kira. This coming-of-age novel follows a young woman in Jaffna and is based on the beginnings of a long war. It's a really hard read, but a really beautiful insight as to what we were exposed to when the war in Sri Lanka began. I left Sri Lanka when I was 2, fortunately, but reading this book somehow transported me back. There was a really beautiful chapter in the book on how the mothers of a Jaffna school, whom their boys were taken away, protested in the most spectacular, passionate manner, forcing their sons to be returned. My favorite part was men trailed the periphery of the crowd, trying to hide their astonishment, highlighting the power of protest. This prompted me to think about my own mother and my own brutiful tale I shared on Mother's Day, which I think prompted Samia to ask me to take part. I was born during the curfew times in Sri Lanka, in Trinco. My mother, Yasso's water broke at night. At the time, it was forbidden to leave your house during curfew hours. She had to walk to hospital with an aunt. My father and any other men would have been shot on sight if they were spotted by the Sri Lankan military. When they reached Trinco Hospital, they couldn't find a pulse for hours. She thought she had lost me. Fortunately, that wasn't the case. Sorry, Yasso. 2 years later, we were helped out of the country into the UK. We were in a council flat in Kingston for 7 years until we found our own way. This makes me think about the Palestinian people a lot. They aren't granted the asylum and the refugee status that we were. There seems to be a lot less empathy for Palestinian people, and there simply isn't enough outrage. Thank you.